not 24 hours after getting this space kind of organized and pretty close to where I'm happy with it and feeling like, everything's where it should be, I made a mess of it. It got me thinking about something. I kind of figured, why not talk about it in a video, because, I don't know, maybe it'll get me to think about things. Okay, let's just hold on here for a minute. Let me grab this, and I was really going into this long-winded kind of discussion about ADHD and my interests and hobbies kind of rotating, being cyclical, and kind of letting my ADHD just take the wheel and run away with things. But let's talk about that later. Maybe I'll take bits of it and cut it in later on. But right now, I want to talk about all of this, and this is actually much cleaner now than it was a few days ago. When I started filming the first portion of this video, it was like a week and a half ago, and I was like, let me just jump back into Magic because friends are talking about it, and man, I miss playing, and you know what? I should organize my collection and sort through it and everything. That'll take like a day or two. Yeah. It's not like I have a massive collection, but it's not tiny, and deciding how I wanted to organize it just became this whole overwhelming thing, and I'm finally kind of getting a grasp on it and getting it to a point where I'm like, okay, yeah, we're making progress, we're doing things, yeah, but it just kind of outlined for me how simple tasks even can become these monstrous things when you don't plan accordingly. Now, I sold most of my collection, or at least the most valuable parts of my collection, years ago, 6-7 years ago or so, to buy some video equipment, because film was my major and I was making YouTube videos, and I was getting out of like going to tournaments and stuff like that. But I miss it. Man, I miss collecting. I miss going to, game stores and playing, going to tournaments, play testing with friends, brewing decks. I miss it. So here we are. And I think something interesting to me when I really think about it here is that kind of brewing aspect and creating aspect and fine-tuning aspect is actually pretty similar to the Nerf hobby in a respect, and maybe that's why I've enjoyed both of them in different ways. So I kind of see a correlation there, and I think that's fairly interesting. Now, I feel like I'm still missing cards. Like, I know I'm missing at least one of my favorite cards. My guy's Cradle. I told myself I'd never sell that card because I opened it as a kid and I loved it, and I can't really replace it because that's not a cheap card, and that's just a random little tangent here while we're talking. But I wanted to kind of correlate these two hobbies together, because as I'm kind of exploring the things that I want to do for myself and have as hobbies and have as a fun thing to do, I want to share that with everybody. I don't want to limit myself, as I've done for the last 6-7+ years, kind of feeling like I need to focus on just this one thing, just this only one thing, and then burn out on it and not be as, I don't want to lose my enthusiasm or joy for things, basically. That's what I'm trying to get at. And if I allow myself to talk about all these things that I'm really enjoying and having fun with, then it'll probably hopefully come through more and more, and doing fun little things with video footage. Back on the actual kind of reason I made this video, I guess, or I'm changing up what this video is about, is going through the cards and everything has been interesting. It's kind of reignited that joy for cards. I grew up playing card games, collecting cards. My dad is a card collector, so it's kind of just ingrained in me to find fun and joy in that. So how I've gone through sorting out my collection, what I want to do with it, and like going, oh, you know what? I played a lot of Ravnica. The original Ravnica was my favorite blocks. So maybe I could make a Ravnica draft cube. Or I could do a unified Ravnica cube and pull from all 8 sets that are Ravnica blocks. I don't consider War of the Spark a set that is in, or a Ravnica set. Like, yeah, there's some flavor from it here and there, but really it's a Planeswalker set, and it doesn't feel as fitting to me. Like, I want it to be the 10 guilds and the 10 guilds. Like, that's what I want that focus to be. So I think building a unified Ravnica cube, like starting small with it, because my goodness, there you could do a lot with one of those, and like then tuning it from there. I think that's what I want to do and have some fun with that, and then maybe try to branch out as, you know, things hopefully get back to normal and I can go to game stores and events and stuff like that and throw some stuff in there and have some fun. Maybe, you know, play some Commander, play some Modern. Oh, I can't get back into Legacy because I sold my Legacy cards, and those skyrocketed. I mean, they were already expensive when I sold them, but now never happening unless I, you know, hit the lotto or something. Like, and even then, I don't know that I would spend the money on that. Maybe. So when it came to organizing the collection, I was really kind of stumped on how I wanted to do it, because I've got large amounts of some sets and really small amounts of others, so I couldn't really reconcile whether I should go a breakdown by set or combine things into colors. So I went actually kind of down the middle, and several sets like Ravnica, original Ravnica block, Scars of Mirrodin block, Innistrad block, and I think one other one, they get their own section separated by color, rarity, etc., etc., and then everything else gets lumped into one larger section where it's color, rarity, sort within that. So there's a bunch of sets in one space, and I think that's gonna work for now. And it's set up so that the cards are like together with their own set. So if I wanted to split them up, it wouldn't be the largest ordeal. And then also going, what cards realistically could be play sets or could be playable in the future in any meaningful way? Of those, I'll keep play sets, and then other ones I'll just keep a singleton, because if it's not really going to be playable, I don't really need more than one, right? Oh, and then I am totally stoked for this idea. I think I first heard of this idea from like Patrick Sullivan like years ago, that he has just his red box where he has all his cards that he would use for building a deck for whatever format. And I love that idea. And so I think I'm going to do that idea. I play a lot of red as well. Granted, I mix it with a lot of colors, and I have enjoyed my fair share of combo and control decks. So, but kind of like a Staples box, where it's my go-to cards where I could just pop it open. It's gonna be this Ravnica gift box right here, just full of stuff, everything sleeved up, ready to go, so I can just plop it out and be like, what format are we playing? And then just pull cards out and be like, all right, cool. Got my deck, let's do this, let's play. And I don't know, that just sounds fun to me. That whole organizing and having stuff ready at hand, that's appealing to me. Same the way I kind of have like Lego stuff separated out and then pull out drawers and stack-ons and stuff like that. Maybe we'll talk about that in another video as well. But yeah, I think that's really just the I wanted to share kind of that I've been doing this and kind of exploring the things that I am finding fun, and wanting to share that with all of you, and kind of hopefully expecting more of that. And really that's kind of the message I want to get across, and just finding the things that I find fun and doing them, and that I want the same for all of you. Find the things that you find joy in and do those, not necessarily what people always expect of you. Obviously, don't shirk responsibility. That's not what I want to preach here, but just, you know, balance. Make sure you're taking care of yourself as well. So this whole video, I've wanted to like scooch over more to be a little bit more mid-frame, and I've been kind of leaning over, but like the boxes of cards are at my feet and the chair can't really go much further. So that, you know, I'm looking forward to having this done, to have space back and be able to film other things on this area, because yeah, that was the whole purpose of it. And then as soon as I finished it, yeah. Oh. All right, that's enough out of me, I think, on this. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more in the future, and leave a comment down below on what you're doing right now to bring yourself a little bit of joy and having some fun. See y'all later.